Hi, this is an all levels basic style class intended to move your spine and to stretch your legs. You will need 2 blocks and a blanket to sit on. So find a comfortable seated position sitting up onto your blanket. Your seated position can be cross-legged, or if that doesn't feel good, you can straighten your legs or even sit onto your heels. Sit up nice and tall, lift your heart, and either close your eyes or soften your gaze down to the mat. Just take a few moments to settle. Release the weight of your pelvis down into the support of the floor underneath you. Release any effort or tension in your legs so that you do feel supported by the floor underneath you. Sit up nice and tall. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. And slowly let your breath begin to deepen. Settle on a breath that is fuller, deeper than when you first sat down, but doesn't take a ton of effort. It's an effortless, deep breath. Keeping your awareness with your breath, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And begin to notice the movement of your body underneath your hands with your breath. Feel free to set an intention for your practice by asking yourself, what do I need from my practice right now? It can be anything. It can be, I need to move and stretch. I need to connect with myself. I need to release some stress or tension. And whatever your intention is, bring your palms together in front of your heart and honor that intention by bowing your head to your heart. Lower your hands, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Great. Now grab your 2 blocks and set them up on one end of your mat so that the front block is for your shoulder blades and the back block is for your head. This setup is an intermediate intensity kind of setup. If you lie down and decide you want less intensity, you can sit back up and lower the height of the front block. Or if you're pretty open across the front of your chest and your shoulders, you can lower the height of the back block. So set up the blocks and then lie down with your shoulders over the front block and your head supported by the back block. If you lie down and realize you need more or less intensity, again, feel free to sit up and adjust the blocks. Once you're comfortably supported by the blocks, your knees can remain bent or you can straighten your legs. Turn your palms up and let your hands rest on the ground. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. And then once more, tune into your breath. Find that full yet easeful breath. And even begin to notice how your body is now moving with your breath now that you've changed positions. In this way, we can use our breath as a tool to help anchor us in the present moment. So if you notice at any point during your practice that your mind is starting to wander, just bring your attention and your awareness back to your breath. Consciously release any unnecessary effort or tension, particularly across the front of your chest and your shoulders, so that you drape more fully over the blocks. Take just a couple more breaths in this position. If your legs are straight, rebend your knees. Carefully roll to one side and press yourself up off your blocks. Set your blocks to the side and lie down onto your back. Hug both knees into your chest. And you can stay there with stillness or add some movement. You could rock side to side, or maybe swing your legs in a circular motion, or even rock front to back. Once you feel complete with your movement, lower both feet to the mat so that your knees are bent. Hug your right knee into your chest. First, just hug your right knee in with stillness. And if that feels good, you can stay there or add some movement. You could roll through your right ankle, or even take your right knee wide to the right, or across your body to the left, or maybe swing your right leg in small circles. If you're circling your leg or your ankle to one direction, be sure to change the direction to the other side. Then bring your right knee back to center, clasp your hands behind your right thigh, press your right thigh back, and begin to straighten your right leg to any amount. We never want to force our hamstrings to do something they don't want to do, so feel free to keep your knee bent here. Bend your right knee, lower your right foot to the mat. Hug your left knee into your chest, first with stillness, and then add some movement. Again, you could roll through your ankle or through your hip. You could open your left leg to the left, or swing it across your body to the right. If you're circling in one direction, change the direction. And bring your knee back to center. Clasp your hands behind your left leg, press your left thigh back. Feel free to keep your left knee bent or straighten your left leg. Bend your left knee, release your left foot to the mat. Now, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your right ankle and spread your toes. Use the muscles of your right leg to press your right knee away from you. You can stay here or hug your legs in towards your chest and clasp your hands behind your left thigh or left shin. Keep your legs crossed and lower your left foot back to the mat if it's lifted. Spread your arms wide like a T and twist to the left. Tip your legs over to the left until your right foot comes to or towards the ground on the left side of your mat. You can always slide a block underneath your right foot if your right foot doesn't easily come to the mat. Bring your legs back to center, keep them crossed. Walk your left foot wider to the left, and then lower your legs to the right. If the pressure of your right foot on your left thigh does not feel good, you can always lower your right foot to the mat. Bring your legs to center and uncross them. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex your left ankle, spread your toes. Use your muscles to press your left knee away from you. You can stay here or hug your legs in closer and clasp your hands behind your right thigh or right shin. Keep your legs crossed. Lower your right foot back to the mat. Spread your arms. Tip your legs over towards the right until your left foot comes to or towards the ground on the right side of your mat. Twist. Bring your legs back to center. Walk your right foot wider to the right and lower your legs to the left. Remembering that you can lower your left foot to the ground if it does not feel good resting on your right thigh. Bring your legs back to center, lower both feet to the mat. Then take a full body stretch. Straighten your legs forward, reach your arms overhead. Then walk both feet over to the right side. You can scoot your chest to the right side as well, so that your body makes a banana shape. Your heels can remain flat on the mat or cross one ankle over the other. And then let's switch sides. Walk both heels to the left. You can scoot your chest to the left. Feel free to cross one ankle over the other. Come back to center. Take another full body stretch. And then bend your knees. Roll to your side. And press yourself up to seated. Once more, grab your blanket. Sit on the edge of the blanket and either cross your legs if that feels comfortable or straighten your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Let your arms rest at your sides. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels more natural. And then inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. And exhale, release your arms back to your sides. Keep moving like that with your breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower your arms. Good. Do this a few more times, moving at the pace and the rhythm of your own breath. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Now let's add on. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Take your right hand behind you. Your left hand can rest on your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, reach your arms back up. And exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Lower your hands, your forearms, or your forehead to the ground or to a block. Walk your hands in, lift your chest back up. And then either switch the cross of your legs if they're crossed, or keep your legs straight. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, side bend to your right. Lower your right hand to the ground, reach out through your left fingertips. Stretch here. And then feel free to stay here or add some movement by rolling your top shoulder forward or back. You can stay in either of those positions, or if the movement feels better, continue to move front to back. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale over to your left. First, stretch out through your right fingertips. And then either stay here or add the movement, rolling front to back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, either bring your hands to your waist or clasp your hands behind your back. With either hand position, squeeze your elbows towards each other, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. If you have your hands clasped, you can straighten your arms. One more time. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Lower your forearms, or your hands, your forearms, or your forehead to the ground or to blocks. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up. Right. Swing your legs around to a tabletop position. And you have a blanket, so if you want some padding for your knees, feel free to use your blanket underneath your knees. Then bring your big toes to touch and walk your knees wide. Lower your hips back to your heels. Crawl your hands forward and lower your forehead down to the ground or to a block for child's pose. Walk both hands to the right until you feel a stretch along your left side. Walk your hands back to center and then over to the left until you feel a similar stretch along your right side. Walk your hands back to center. Let's take 2 breaths here in child's pose. Inhale, rise up to your tabletop position and walk your knees back in underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide, grip the ground with your finger pads so your hands are strong. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, look up. Exhale, round your back, release your head and neck down, cat-cow. Keep moving like this with your breath. If this movement feels good, you can stay with this. If you'd rather do something different, that's fine too. You might decide to rock front to back or to swing your hips side to side or in circles. Just know that any movement is great and just move in any way that feels really nice in your body right now. Let's take 2 more breaths, so finish up your movement. And we'll meet back in a still tabletop position. Again, commit to strong hands. Bring some space between your fingers. Grip the ground with your fingertips. Walk your knees back behind your hips a couple inches. Curl your toes under. Tone your belly. Lift your hips up and back, down dog. Feel free to bend your knees if the backs of your legs are feeling tight. Then walk your hands back until your hands meet your feet in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bend your knees if the backs of your legs are feeling tight. You can always grab your blocks and slide your blocks underneath your hands. Then inhale, lengthen your spine, come up halfway. Bring your hands to your waist. Roll your shoulders towards the sky. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Great. Then from Tadasana with your feet hip-width distance, or you can take your feet wider for more stability. Tone your belly, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms back down. Keep moving like that with your breath. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels more natural. And let your movement be slow. Let your movement match the length and pace of your breath. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, lower your arms down. Good, one more time. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, lower your arms down. Good. Continue to stand up nice and tall. Place your hands at heart center with your right hand on top of your left. Then reach your right arm forward and follow your fingertips with your gaze as you reach your right arm back behind you for a twist. Inhale, come back to center and switch sides. Sweep your left arm out, around, behind you. Follow your fingertips with your gaze. Inhale, forward. Let's do that again. Exhale, stretch back. Inhale, come forward. Left side, exhale, stretch back. Inhale, forward. One more time, both sides. Exhale, twist back to the right. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, twist back to the left. And inhale, forward. Great, and then release your arms. All right, find a position now at the wall. A door jamb will work just as well. Stretch your right arm out to the right side at shoulder height and parallel to the mat. Press your right hand firmly against the wall, stand up tall, and roll your shoulders back. Continue to press your right hand against the wall and begin to turn away from the wall to any degree until you feel a stretch along your inner right shoulder. Gently turn back to the wall and lower your right arm down. Second side, stretch your left arm out to the left side at shoulder height and parallel to the mat. Press your left hand firmly against the wall. Stand up tall, roll your shoulders back, and turn away from the wall to any degree. You're in charge of how intense this stretch becomes. And breathe here. Turn back to the wall. For round 2, start the same way. Stretch your right arm out to the right side, and then turn your right palm to the sky so the outer edge of your right hand presses against the wall. The rest is the same. Stand up tall, roll your shoulders back, and turn away from the wall. Turn back to the wall and switch sides. Stretch your left arm out to the left, turn your left palm to the sky. Stand up tall, roll your shoulders back, and turn away from the wall. Turn back to the wall, lower your left hand down. Then turn so that the left side of your body is close to the wall, but you've got a little bit of space between your feet and the wall. Reach your left arm up, bring your right hand to your right hip. Lean your left hip against the wall. Keep your left hip leaning against the wall for support. Reach your left arm up and then side bend away from the wall. You can keep your right hand at your right hip or grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull yourself deeper into the stretch. Lift your chest. Roll your right shoulder forward so that both shoulders are pointing in the same direction. Okay, come all the way back up. Press off the wall, lower your arms down, and let's do the other side. Stand a little bit away from the wall, reach your right arm up. Lean your right hip against the wall with your left hand at your left hip. Stretch up through your right fingertips and side bend away from the wall. You can stay here or grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull. Then lift your chest, roll your left shoulder a little more forward so your chest points more forward. Inhale, come up to center, press off the wall and lower your hand down. Let's do one more stretch at the wall. Stand so that you can bring your hands to the wall for support, but you've got some space between your body and the wall. Bend your knees slightly. Cross your right ankle over your left knee in a figure 4 position. Flex your right ankle, spread your toes. You can stay here, or to deepen the stretch, begin to bend into your left leg and sit back. Walk your hands down the wall. Tone your belly. Lift your left hip and lift your right hip and lower your right knee down towards the mat. Come all the way back up. Lower your right foot down. Again, start with your knees slightly bent. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex your left ankle, spread your toes. You can stay here or bend more deeply into your right leg and sit back. Lift your left hip higher. Press your left knee down towards the mat. Great, come all the way back up. Come back to the front of your mat and stand with your feet hip-width distance or wider. Tone your legs, pull your belly in, lift your chest. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees if the backs of your legs are feeling tight. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come up halfway. Your hands can rest on your thighs, on your shins, on blocks, or they can remain on the mat. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more times like that. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. This time, inhale, half lift and pause. Bring your hands to your waist, roll your shoulders towards the sky. Press into your legs to lift you up. Reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Once more, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift and pause. Bring your hands to your waist, roll your shoulders towards the sky, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Press into your legs, rise all the way to standing. Sweep your arms to the sky, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Excellent. All right, grab your blanket. And again, sit down on the blanket. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Press your heels towards each other. Lengthen from your inner thigh out through your inner knee. Sit up nice and tall. You can stay right here if this feels good, or keep your spine long, pull your belly in, hinge at your hips, and fold. Once you're in your fold, release or relax your head down towards the mat. Inhale, come back up to center. Keep your right leg folded in and straighten your left leg out to the side. So you've got some space and some width between your legs. Sit up nice and tall. You can certainly stay here or keep your left toes pointing to the sky and your left ankle flexed. Hinge at your hips and crawl your hands forward. Lowering your hands, your forearms, or your forehead to the ground or to a block. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up, and then switch sides. Fold your left leg in, straighten your right leg out to the right side. Flex your right ankle, point your right toes to the sky. Again, you can stay here or crawl your hands forward to fold. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up. Straighten your legs out in front of you, and then swing both legs over to the left so that your left shin rests in the bottom of your right foot. Sit up tall, and then twist away from your feet. Take your right hand back behind you. Your left hand can rest on your right leg. Lift your chest, look over your right shoulder, twist. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, release. Straighten your legs, and then swing them to the right side so that your right shin or right ankle rests in the bottom of your left foot. Sit up tall, twist away from your feet. Take your left hand behind you, your right hand towards your left leg. Lift your chest, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Take your legs nice and wide and lift your chest up. You can stay here or keep your legs strong, flex your ankles, point your toes to the sky, walk your hands forward to fold. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up. Right. Let's go ahead and lie down onto your back. You will need one block. So lie down onto your back, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet flat to the mat. Then grab your block, lift your hips, and slide the block underneath your hips. Remember, your block has 3 heights. Feel free to turn your block to a higher height to lift your hips higher. Or if the block on the lowest height feels like too much, you can always switch out the block for your blanket. It'll be lower and also softer. So once your hips are supported, you've got several options for your legs. Your knees can remain bent, or you could walk your legs forward to get a big stretch across the whole front side of your body. Or you could reach your legs up to the sky for a supported shoulder stand. We'll be here for a few breaths, so you can pick one of those positions and spend the time there, or take a couple breaths in each of the positions. And just remember, if at any point you need to come out, just release your block off to the side and lower your hips back down to the mat. We'll spend a few more breaths here. If your mind has started to wander, again, just bring your attention and your awareness back to your breath. If your legs are straight, rebend your knees and bring the soles of your feet flat to the mat. Lift your hips up, remove your block, and set your block to the side. Hug your knees into your chest. Spread your arms wide like a T and lower your knees to the right side, twist. Bring your knees to center and lower them to the left. Bring your knees to center. Keep your knees bent, lower your feet flat to the mat. Hug your right knee into your chest. As we did at the very beginning of class, clasp your hands behind your right leg and press your right thigh back. You can keep your knee bent or straighten your right leg to the sky. Your left knee can remain bent, or feel free to straighten your left leg out along the ground. Release your right leg, bend both knees. Hug your left knee into your chest. Clasp your hands behind your left thigh and press your left thigh away from you. Your left leg can remain bent or straighten your left leg. Your right leg can remain bent or straighten your right leg out along the ground. Release your left leg. Hug both knees into your chest. You can add some movement here if that would feel nice. Happy baby would feel even better. Feel free to do that by grabbing your feet, or your big toes, or even behind your thighs. You can stay there in happy baby with stillness or add some movement, maybe even straightening one or both legs. And of course, if a different pose or movement would feel good in your body right now, please take the time to do that. And then when you're ready, prepare for your final resting position. That can be flat on your back with your arms and legs extended. But if this position doesn't feel comfortable for you, please feel free to choose a different position. You could support your body with a blanket or a block under your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your head. You can bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet flat to the mat, or choose a completely different position. The important thing is that you're able to spend the next few moments resting. So once you've chosen your resting position, allow your breath to soften. Consciously release any lingering effort or tension in your body, and for the next few minutes, just rest. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. You can bring small movements back to your body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes or roll your wrists and ankles. Feel free to take a full body stretch. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll to one side. Use your arms to press yourself up to seated. And take the time to set up your blanket so that you feel supported in the seated position you've chosen. Sit up nice and tall, lift your heart. Bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra. Let your thumbs rest gently on your sternum. You can close your eyes or just let your gaze soften towards the mat. Let's end with an invocation for peace. The Sanskrit word for peace is Shanti. So when we say Om Shanti, 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 we are asking for peace for ourselves, for our families and our community, and for the world as a whole. So in a minute, I'll ask you to inhale with me, and then if you like, you can repeat with me Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a big, full, deep breath in with me. And together we say Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Begin to rub your hands together, generating some heat between your palms. Gently cup your hands over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. And release your hands. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today.